All right, folks, we won the die roll. We'll play first. Yeah. Oh my God, this hand is this hand's fantastic. Yes. Wow. Look at that curve. I don't actually want to go for the mill strategy, do I? Oh, Via. Oh no. Oh wow. Wow, that's cool. Um, okay, so we play the cub here. And we're actually not going to... I guess I could have attacked into Ovia there, couldn't I? But yeah, I want to save the energy here. Narnum Cobra, sure. So the problem with Cobra is it's going to be a very legitimate way to stop our cub. But that being said, I'm not super concerned. And I would trade cub for Ovia. So that's a reason to play the Voyager here instead of the Puzzle Knot. So I think I just play a land. I swing with the cub. Because if I play the Puzzle Knot, I could make this a 4-4. But I wouldn't mind if my opponent double blocked, because I would easily trade a cub for an Ovia. So let's just get in with cub. And I don't think my opponent's going to block, which is going to give us a lot of energy. Okay, that's perfect then. So let's just do that. Cub gets bigger. We play a Voyager, and now we're on the Minister plan. As well as beating from above with Voyager, of course. Sky Skiff. Okay. That's still fine. So considering I basically don't have any removal, I'm almost tempted to just attack with the cub. Because Ovia's going to get much better with as many creatures as my opponent has, you know? So let's just... Oh, wow. That's nice, too. Let's just... at this point, I'm probably willing to just throw my cub to the wolves. So I think I'm actually going to pre-combat the Puzzle Knot. And I think I'm actually going to attack with the Voyager as well. I want my opponent to think that I have a combat trick here. Really? So I could get in for 5 here, but I think I'm just going to... I don't really see the need. Well, I mean, with the Wonder... The problem is, like I said, the cub is... The cub's going to die to the Cobra unless I get an Appetite, right? So it probably makes more sense, although... I don't know. That is debatable. Do I want to invest everything in here? Probably not. I mean, I'm going to get 2 more. So maybe let's just do 1. Let's just do 1. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Sure. Guess I would rather the Voyager die than my Wonder, so I can live with that. You know, Furious Reprisal on the splash not looking so bad now. Hey, as long as my minister is alive, I feel good. And we got rid of the removal for it too, which is nice. Another sky skiff. Okay, that's fine too. No land from our opponent, which is also nice. So let's, ooh, that's very nice. Okay, so let's play fabrication module. And we'll pass. I guess I can actually attack with the cub, can't I? Yeah, I guess we do. My opponent's going to start making servos, so... Alright, we'll swing with the cub here. I'm going to have to offer a trade with the Cobra, which, like I said, I don't want. But this actually does a couple things. My opponent can either make a servo and chump, keeping my Cobra or my Cub alive, or they have to block and give Death Touch, which makes them unable to make a servo. Plus, I kind of feel like Cub has kind of already done its job. So I feel like it's a fine idea to just trade with Cobra here. It sets our opponent back actually more than you might think, right? Because they have to now do this. Like I said, they don't get a servo. They're behind on land. And they have one less creature for when they inevitably do get to 5 mana. And they have one less creature that can crew the skiff as well. So there's just a lot of reasons that I think this is perfectly acceptable. Okay, so we'll mill our opponent again. Just to get some information. Gorger, we have the Gorger fabrication module synergy, which is quite nice. But we need either a land here or a play. So we have quite a few live draws. Land is very good, so let's play the Wonder. And we'll buff it up and pass. Okay. It's actually not an intimidating card at all when your opponent's mana screwed, although I will grant my opponent Ovia plus Durable Handicraft is pretty sweet. That is pretty sweet. So I don't even have to give Wonder flying either, which is pretty cool. I mean, if my opponent wants to block with Ovia, that's just fine with me. Okay, so another land, 5, 6 mana. So we don't have enough to do both. But we are going to swing with the Wonder here. I could give Vigilance as well for an energy. It's probably not that big of a deal. I'm going to have certainly enough energy to kill my opponent. And we can crack the puzzle knot so we can make this at least a 5/5, correct? And then we'll just have oodles of energy to deal with here. So why don't we just crack the puzzle knot now? Well, let's give Vigilance first, I guess. So I can block. Although, do I even care? Maybe I do give flying. That basically only allows my opponent to block with skiff. Like if I give vigilance, they can't crack back, but I'm not really worried about losing a race right now. I am sort of about eliminating my opponent's options as best as possible here. So eliminating my opponent's options would mean if I gave flying, they have one choice of blocker this turn. Otherwise, they're taking 9 points of damage, right? Because I'm going to be pumping this to a 5/5 and then double pumping. And theoretically, I mean, I could just do all the things, which honestly, maybe I do just want to do. Why don't we just do all the things? So we'll give flying. We'll give vigilance. We could even do lifelink, but I guess we don't have to. So let's swing with the wonder here. No blocks, so we're going to crack the puzzle knot. We're going to pump our guy. Then we're going to give lifelink. Then we're going to +2, -2, +2, -2, and hit for 9. Okay, very good. And now, post-combat, we'll play the land, and we'll pass. Okay, very, very good. I actually don't know why my opponent did that. Because they at least had another turn, right? It's not like I can give trample. So, I mean, we'll take it, of course. So our opponent, green-red, not a lot of synergy going on from what I can see. A little bit, I guess, right? Ovia's, I mean, Welding Sparks doesn't need synergy, but we see a Sage in here, which is curious at best, considering we've seen nothing else energy-related, so maybe they just needed a Goblin Piker. We saw the Judge, which does have synergy with the Handicraft. The Nature's Way and the Blossoming Defense are both cards that our deck would have very much liked. But so we look much more synergy-based, which is a good sign, right? So Artisan can actually stop the Sky Skiffs, of which our opponent has multiples. Appetite can stop. We already have the one, but I'm considering the second because our opponent's deck does have multiple Sky Skiffs and a Cobra and a Durable Handicraft. Okay, you know, that's not that bad of an idea. And maybe we just drop one of these 4-drops. I don't mind dropping to 14 creatures. I think that's fine. So I guess I think I'd rather run the Artist over the Doorbuster. That's debatable as well, but I think if I was going to just splash one of those two, I'd probably prefer the Artist. Maybe there's something else I can cut instead. I still kind of like a Torch Gauntlet. Select for Inspection doesn't seem great. So maybe I would, I mean, it's okay. If you're doing it to, you know, get rid of an Ovia token, that's pretty bad. If you're doing it to bounce a Sky Skiff, it's okay. Let's ditch the Inspection for now. Let's keep the Doorbuster in. I kind of want to keep my creature count up. Now, granted, Select for Inspection, one of our very few removal spells, but whatever. That's okay. Cool, we got a great hand again. So we get to keep this. And we're going to start her off with the Thriving Turtle this time. Because I think I'd rather... Usually you just want to beat down more so than mill. I mean, alright, you guys want to see me mill, I know. But it's more realistic that we... Consider we have one card that mills. It's more realistic that we'd want to go for the turtle. We'd want to go for a beat down first. And then we can prioritize our mill as a secondary sort of option if we need it. So next turn, we can actually play the Prism to draw into a land. And we'll still be on target to attack with Turtle the following turn, and still be able to buff it up. Ooh, we got the land anyway. Well, that's fine. We're still going to play Prism. So let's do this. Attack with Turtle. Yes. Play Prism. Draw a card. Ooh, it's a sexy draw too. Okay, so next turn, Minister plus Puzzle Knot. Okay, the Trumpeter, which can grow, but I'm not super concerned about that at the moment. Well, we are on point to splash here. No problemo. So now we get to go Puzzle Knot first. Attack with our Turtle. Continue to buff. And we'll play the Minister. So next turn we get to go Hydra. We're looking good right now. Very, very cohesive. I love that. I love to see the synergies fall into place here. And playing Hydra next turn should be quite good. No plays from our opponent. That's curious. Attacking with the Trumpeter. Okay, well, I guess if you're not blocking, then they must have a follow-up here. What do they have? Wild Wanderer, sure. We still get to keep that turtle beat coming. The turtle beats continue. Let's see if our opponent's splashing. No, they're not. All right. So, untap. It's a nice draw. So, let's go, I guess, swing with Turtle plus buff, play Hydra. Sounds good to me. So next turn, I just want to make sure that I have enough energy in the gas tank to both be able to attack with Turtle and buff it, and have the energy immediately available to still give Hydra the hexproof, which is very important. But next turn, we're going to be playing the Wonder anyway, so no real concern on my end. Okay, Foundry Inspector. Narnum Cobra. So now I might just want to go on the Multiform Wonder strategy. The beauty is we've seen Nature's Wrath and Welding Sparks from our opponent. Welding Sparks currently hitting for 5, but we can still get Wonder out of that range, which is pretty beautiful. So maybe I just want to start milling my opponent now, because I don't really need to attack in with Hydra or Turtle into the Cobra. So I don't see the need to do so. Let's just start milling our opponent. Okay, my opponent was AFK for a little bit, I think, but they're back. We got 3 spells, which is pretty sweet, since our opponent's only got 2 cards in hand and 6 lands out. That's a good sign. So let's untap here, draw. Doorbuster. Well, there's our splash card. So we're just going to... That's actually a pretty cool draw because it would let us get past the Cobra. But for now, we're just going to play the Wonder and pass. And remember, we can still crack our Woodweaver's puzzle not to get even more energy in the gas tank. But we're on the mill plan now. We're ahead on board. And we have the Wonder, which can just finish off our opponent in 2 turns. So I'm just really in not any sort of rush at all. Renegade, Ovia, just hitting beautiful spells here. So let's see. Let's give the Wonder flying. I'm trying to think if there's... I think I'm actually just going to play the Tiger now. I just want to have 6 energy in the tank here. And then we'll swing with the Wonder. So let's hit for 5 lifelink. If our opponent has the removal, we can still save our Wonder too, which is fine. Okay, so now we pass. And I suppose we can actually attack with the Tiger too next turn. Okay, well, there you have it. Oh, we're even going to get the Gorger online? Cool. Although, yeah, I guess we had a couple things that would have worked with it. All right, hope you enjoyed the match. We'll see you round 2.